Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Virtual Cheese Awards 2023, showcasing the best of British cheeses. I am Gautam Krishna. I'm the moderator of this session. Joining me is Hero Hirsch and Richard Newell, our judges for today. Extremely knowledgeable and highly qualified. Uh, Today in this session, before I begin, I'll let the judges introduce themselves. Hero, would you like to go first?
Hi there, I'm Hero Hirsch from Paxton and Whitfield. I'm their head of retail. Paxton Whitfield is the UK's oldest cheesemonger. I'm delighted to have been there for 14 years now out of their 226-year history. Very excited to be judging these classes today and for finding some exciting cheeses.
Richard?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name's Richard Newell. I've been working in the British cheese arena for just slightly over 40 years, involved in a whole plethora of different roles, right from technical engineering, process, product development, bit of an all-rounder, jack of all trades, master of none. Like Hero, delighted to be judging for the Virtual Cheese Awards.
So the judges will be using a point system. They would be assigning a score to different attributes of the cheese, and the cheese with the highest score in the end wins and moves forward for the best category stage. And we are judging Creamery White Crumbly on this session. Judges, if you have your cheese ready with you, that'll be B51189.
Hey, so appearance-wise, I'll just kick us off. We've got quite a nice color, brightish color to the paste. We've got a natural looking rind with some quite funky looking molds on mine. I do have, I don't know if you can see that, quite a bit of ingress just under the rind. I've got quite a bit of, a little bit of bluing going on there, which I'm not necessarily wasn't expecting. How's your sample, Richard, appearance-wise?
It's certainly interesting. It's got this sort of red yeast mold flora fauna, like you said.
Yeah.
And I've just got only just a very small amount of ingress there. I actually don't know what this is.
No,
very interesting bit of an adventure and a journey to see what we're going to be.
And this rind does look like an adventure. I'd say appearance-wise, it's not perfect just because of that sort of issue with the rind that's coming from the bottom of the cheese. I'd be going maybe a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, well, let's split the difference and go 6.5. It's got some theatre, but it's also got some slight fault in terms of its presentation.
Agreed. Yeah. Okay.
That's 6.5 for appearance and aroma.
It's quite a subtle aroma.
Got that earthy rind note to it.
Yeah, the rind is definitely giving the most character, isn't it?
Certainly is.
There's something where the ingress is, there's something very meaty about it. It's almost like a sort of a cured ham or something. It's quite interesting.
But for mine, it's probably a 6. It's not particularly sparkling.
I'd be happy to see it with a 6.
Can we go with that?
6 for aroma.
Yeah. Texture.
Moving on to the texture.
It does crumble.
Definitely a crumbly.
For a crumbly cheese category.
And in terms of mouthfeel?
It's quite a smooth, almost sort of velvety texture, isn't it? I think texture-wise, I'd go relatively like an 8, maybe. It's pleasant. It does what it should do under the 9.
I was a 7, but
yeah, 7 or 8. I'm happy to sit with either.
Can we split the difference and 7.5? It's not
7.5.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's not worth the. Yeah.
What, fisticuffs?
Oh, definitely. I don't like losing, so we won't go there.
How does it taste? How's the flavor?
There's quite a lot of bitterness to this, like right up front. Something quite vegetable-y, that's sort of like a sort of fermented vegetable or legume.
Unfortunately, the predominant attribute is bitterness, like you said. I'm afraid for me, it doesn't do it, irrespective of what type of crumbly it is.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think the bitterness is, you know, more than I would expect, regardless of, I mean, for any crumbly.
Unless it's gherkins or beer, you don't hear people saying, "Isn't that nice and bitter?"
Yeah.
So,
It feels a shame because there's definitely some real
Yeah.
character here. There's
And
a bit of a journey of flavors. There's some interesting kind of vegetable notes that it's hitting. So it is a shame that you have this kind of bitterness that really kind of is ruling there.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
a nicely made, well presented cheese, really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but for me, I'm a 4 on flavour, unfortunately.
Give it a 5. I think there's some, because there's some interesting stuff there. It's just a shame that there's one thing that's bringing it quite far out of balance.
Go on then.
A 5. So that brings us to the end of this round. And the cheese that will be going forward would be B51189. And before winding off, I'd like to thank our sponsors, that's Butler's Farmhouse Cheeses, and our judges. Thank you, judges. Thank you so much for being on board. It's much appreciated. Also, it is to inform that there'll be an event on the 17th of May, a live event, judging the best of classes in categories Welsh, Irish, Scottish, and Best English cheeses, along with awards to identify and recognize talents and passionates of this industry. Also, the day where we'll be crowning our supreme champion. Thank you. Have a nice day.